Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined me today. Whether you're live on YouTube or live on Facebook, or if you are watching a replay, I'm thrilled to have you watch and join in with the Create with Kelley crew group. My name is Kelley Pitts, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Lubbock, Texas. And I'm thrilled to have been doing this hobby slash business since 2005. So I'm happy to have you here. And today we're going to focus on Love Notes. And that is a mix and match collection of designer series paper from Stampin' Up. It's is it April? January through April magazine, mini catalog, page 17. So this is, I took all the pieces in this paper. It's all 6x6, and all the little squares that it showed, it has different patterns and all that. And I cut those all apart and then created 7 cards and a treat bag with this group. So today I'm featuring card number 2. And I will switch the camera over. Thanks again for tuning in. Please comment when you come in and let me know you're here and where you're from and all. It's always fun to see how far this reaches, and would love for you to share this with your crafty friends, because Valentine's Day can be tough for some folks when they don't have a Valentine quote, but they have a lot of Galentines. So it's a lot of fun to send someone a card who during the season that might be difficult for them, but then you send them a card and it makes their day. So we can express love anytime, but especially during the Valentine season, it's always nice to send somebody a card with a heart on it. Makes them feel so much better, right? To have a handmade card. So that's why this is so important. So hope you will consider making and sending some wonderful cards to your friends and Galentines and Valentines and family and grandkids and all that. So hope you have fun with this. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to do this card number 2. I'll switch the camera over. Hang on, wrong one. Kelley. Sorry, it's been a crazy week. All right, we are starting with this card, and I thought I had everything out. We shall see if we do or not. All right, I'm using, let's see, I did the textured notes dies and the stylish shapes dies for this, and the little pieces of the DSP that I cut out that form separate little 3x3 cards like this, I wanted to show both sides. So it makes it a little trickier figuring all that out, but it's not hard. It just takes a little time to figure it out. But now that I've figured it all out for you, you could make this card on your own easily. Or I may have one extra actual card kit. If you are interested in that, let me know. Because we had the class got postponed because we had so much ice. And so we finished that class yesterday. And then I had some folks order class to go kits. So those are ready to be picked up too. Okay, I used a thick white card base in your typical 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm really trying to get that where it will lay down flat. And you can do that usually with your bone folder. Okie dokie. You have to think about layering. So first things first here. On this, I laid this piece on to the card base, and this is cut from the DSP. It's 2-sided, as most of our DSP is, but I cut it to 5.5 by 4, and then used the leftover piece on a different card. But I laid this on there. I didn't glue it before the class so that I could get this square cut out. So just laid the stylish shaped square on there, cut through both layers. And now we're ready to layer. Obviously, you have to look at your card and see if you're going to get this ribbon on here, you have to do it before you glue this layer down. Okay, so we're going to do that first. We're going to wrap that around our card piece. And this has some real red, some cherry cobbler, different shades in here. And to me, this ribbon doesn't exactly match, but it's the only one that I had that is fairly current. It was on the last chance list the last time I checked. So it was still available. And I'm going to turn that over, hopefully, so I can have that side up. Let's see. Might not be able to get both sides up. Let's see if we can. Turn that in there. Just to see. And you left over right, then right over left, and pull more on the left is the way I do it. So it gets more of a square knot. So it's kind of more flat. If you pull evenly on both sides, it bulks up a little more. Okay, we really want that to be on that side, but it may not for this. It may just stay two-toned. Not a big deal. Okay, didn't get that really tight, but it works. And then if you need to adjust it, you just curve your paper up and pull it over to wherever you want your knot to be. If you want it in the middle or you want it on the side, whatever makes you happy. Okay, we're going to get our ribbon scissors. And everybody knows you need a designated pair of scissors. Sorry, I got a lot going on here and I'm rushing a little too much. We'll slow it down. Okay, cute little knot with the shiny, I believe it's called shiny. If y'all are looking for this, it's real red. And it's called sheer. Of course, that's right in the way. Shiny ribbon. Yeah, shiny ribbon in real red. Okay, now we have our gluing to do. We're going to go ahead and, okay, you have to think about, if you've got these layers, you have to think about what needs to go where to. If we put this on the inside, we're going to have a big piece to cover up that border. Okay. So, and if you put this on the front, it's too big and will show underneath here. If I were to put it on top of this layer, it would be too big for that frame. And this is the largest stylish shape frame, which means we're going to attach it here like that. And then, so we'll put glue around the edges of this. Whoops, that might be a bit much. I think I've had a little too much caffeinated coffee this morning. Even though it's decaf, it's half calf, half decaf, or that's what my husband tells me it is anyway, because I'm not really supposed to do caffeine. But, okay, that looks about right. So before it glued really well, I wanted to make sure that worked. Okay, so now we have this on the inside. It's not exactly even, but it will certainly work. Okay, so we've got that glued down. Now we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And whoever's watching would love to know who you are and where you're from so I can say hi. But it's up to you. I'm glad you're watching. Hope you'll share with your crafty friends who might enjoy watching this. Got this where I can see. Y'all can see everything. And I'm probably gonna, let's put one on the sides here. And we might even put one here just to make sure that ribbon stays in place. That's right where the bow knot is, so I'm not going to put it there. I'm just going to put one of these extra there. And you can take the backings off with your take a pick tool if you prefer. You have to kind of get it at an angle, but you can pull several of them up at once. It just takes a little practice to get to where you can do that. I think we're good to go now. So pop that up. with the ribbon on it after you've glued the heart, after you've looked to make sure position's okay in and out. And then I thought this was cute to have, instead of just another frame on the inside like that, where it seems like too much white space, I wanted more red. So this way we can kind of move that up even a little bit and center that heart in this shape. So since that's on the inside of the card, I am just going to glue that flat. I don't usually use dimensionals on the inside. So I'm just going to put that where the line from the other side doesn't show, but it's kind of centered. Oh, shoot. I should have. We're going to take that back up real quick. I'm going to stamp the love you right there. It's like a cute little kiss, my friend Jan says. Because it's such a cute little stamp, and it's like a little kiss saying love you, which could be for anyone, any close friend or family or Galentine or Valentine. Isn't that cute? That is from the stamp set called, let's see what that one's from. It's one of the new ones, Reason to Celebrate. It has the love you in here, and we'll be using that Valentine's Day on another card. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, so if you have your little silicone mat, see how that comes in handy? Because the glue will not stick to it like it would if you put it down on another piece of paper. So we might want to wipe that up, and I did not ever find my wet wipes. So we're going to be careful about where we put this. We're just going to do this right here. Okay. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now we'll do the other side. We're going to stamp. I thought this was cute. The You're on My Mind and in My Heart. And that comes from a stamp set called Encircled with Love that is in the annual catalog right here. Isn't that cute? Alrighty. Now let's clean this stamp. Hope y'all are having a great day. Or do y'all send Valentine cards usually? Oh, hello, Holly. Nice to have you here watching from California. I appreciate that. Thank you. Glad you like it. Okay, we're going to go with our You're on My Mind and in My Heart. I did not buy a Valentine set this time because I knew that I was going to purchase this that had all the greetings in it. So I thought, I'll just use what I have for this. And sure enough, I had plenty to make that work. You don't always have to have everything new every year. Okay, let's see if I can get this where y'all can see all of that at once. I'm just going to do the Real Red is what I'm using to stamp with. And I'm just kind of evening this out. I'm making sure and using some even pressure, kind of getting it close to even with this little heart over here. Perfect. Love it. Now we'll get that cleaned. Because that red really does stain your stamps a lot. Any kind of a red will. Okay, now I'm going to use our journaling pen. These are brand new. I just got them yesterday from Stampin' Up. Since we don't have the Stampin' Up markers anymore, I just thought to tie in this black over here, it might be cute to just kind of use a few little black touches here. And I'm just going in the middle of the stars, and I'm doing that little dot right there that we already stamped. And then do a couple of lines kind of underneath some of these. You could do every other one, which is what I think I did on that other card. But I got carried away here. Oops, all the way, Kelly. And then you could outline that heart if you want. I think I will. And it doesn't have to be exact. This is just for fun. Not all hearts are exactly even. You can kind of fix it Like that. This is a nice smooth pen. I like it. Okay. So there's our inside. Now we're going to finish our little frame on the outside. Look how that sets that off. Isn't that neat? I like that. I'm moving that ribbon down. Now that I have it where I want it for sure, I'm going to take one of our glue dots and stick that right under that knot to keep that in place. Right where I want it. And you could glue this down flat if you want, and that's perfectly fine. And I may do that on this one. We've got this one that's raised, which is kind of neat to have that pop up, but you do have the little foam adhesive strips. You can see those on the side. You can see those just a teeny bit on the inside. You do have to be pretty careful doing that. But I'm just going to do this one flat just as an option to that card. Unless you want to see foam adhesive strips, but I think we'll just do this one flat. And y'all can see the difference and see which one you like the best. So if y'all decide to make this at home, you'll know which one you like. And this is just exactly the same size square from the Stylish Shapes dies, the next to the largest and the largest. And so the hole that I cut out initially is the same inside layer of this frame. So you can make a frame of different sizes with the Stylish Shapes dies or any kind of stackable dies just by putting the paper in. You can cut them at the same time or you can cut them at different times. But this one, you just see, put one frame inside of each other, and then I tacked it with some non-permanent, what do you call it, tape, like mint tape or something like that. Attach those together so you have it on your paper and you cut that size. So you could cut a wider frame if you did this. Okay, so that's all there is to that. And the same thing on the textured, this was the textured notes die, and then I just centered that smaller Stylish Shapes die inside there. And that's all there is to that part. Yay. Okay, now we just have to put our embellishments on and we'll be good to go. And I will switch over and do a video of another card very soon. I have found that these are kind of rubbery, these loose Valentines, loose Valentines assortment. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue, and that's a little bit too big, but we're going to go with it. Put the dot of glue where I want it, and then choose the one of these that I want. And probably it's much safer to put a few in a little dish, set that one aside, cover it up so that you won't flip the whole thing over. If you're a very careful person, you're probably fine to keep this like that. But I'm just using my take your pick tool to pick that up and use some pressure, kind of get that where I want it. Then I'm going to do this cute little envelopes same way. See how easy it is to use this take your pick tool for details like that? Just picks it right up, put it down. Yay! And there we have it. That is our card number 2. I did card number 1 about a week or 2 ago. I can't remember the exact date, but it's on my YouTube channel if y'all would like to look at that card. And I will switch the camera over one more time so I can say have a happy Valentine's Day. Thank y'all for tuning in. See if I can get these where the shadow is okay. I've got a lot of light. Not doing that well. Can y'all? There we go. Maybe that's better from a distance. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Holly, I'm glad you were here. Thanks for the pretty touch. I'm glad you do send Valentine cards. I hope you'll expand who you send them to and send them to maybe ladies who have lost their spouse in the last year or something. That's a difficult time for them. Let's hold one of these. up like that. So you see inside and outside. All right, thanks again. And if you'll come back in a few minutes, I will do another card in this series. Thanks a lot. Fun times ahead. Bye bye. Appreciate you tuning in.